Good morning, sunshine. Thanks for tuning in and spending your morning with me. If you're ready, grab your coffee and let's hop right into what happened in technology this week. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there below and support me. All right, it's only a few weeks away until Christmas, and the AI world is not slowing down whatsoever. In fact, Google just unveiled Gemini, which is their latest multimodal large language model. Now, Gemini comes in three distinct models. We're going to get Gemini Nano, that's going to be designed for mobile devices. Gemini Pro is the one you can use right now in Bard. And then the star of the recent demo, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, Gemini Ultra. That one is not yet available to the public, and we're going to talk more on that. They also released a comparison chart that you see right here, pitting Gemini Ultra against GPT-4. But a lot of people have pointed out that this comparison is made with the older version of GPT-4 and not GPT Turbo. But experts are saying regardless, Gemini Ultra is still outperforming the previous GPT model in every benchmark. Now, speaking of that demo, let me show you this impressive 6-minute video. I'm not going to show you all the 6-minute, but I'm going to show you highlights of it. It came out this week showcasing some incredible capabilities. We heard spoken conversations between a user and a Gemini chatbot and watched it demonstrate its skills like recognizing and differentiating between visual pictures and physical objects. Take a listen here.
Here we go. Tell me what you see.
I see you placing a piece of paper on the table. I see a squiggly line.
What about now?
The contour lines are smooth and flowing, with no sharp angles or jagged edges. It looks like a bird to me.
What if I add this?
The bird is swimming in the water. It has a long neck and beak. It is a duck.
This is the part that stood out for me. Guys, this thing can describe the difference between a drawing of a duck and an actual rubber duck. That is absolutely incredible. Needless to say, the world was so blown away. We were all blown away by this revelation, and everybody wanted to know, when is Gemini Ultra going to be released? And Google came out and said, well, not until 2024. But you're ready for this? Here's the twist. Since the release of this demo, which is supposed to be Google's big AI reveal, the company has found itself in a bit of a Gemini blunder, if you will. The tech giant is now facing criticism after admitting that the video we all just watched, you ready for this, is in fact a pre-produced demo and not a real-time showcase of the technology itself. So basically, the video was staged. Let's take another look just for a moment.
Would this float?
I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it looks like it might be rubber or plastic.
What if I tell you it's making a squeaking sound?
Oh, if it's squeaking, it's definitely going to float.
Nice.
So what Google is demonstrating here is a smooth conversation with Gemini chatbot as the bot responds in real time to the world around it, which is very fascinating. But the reality is quite different, apparently. And so to get a better understanding of what's happening here with this demo, I checked in with our AI correspondent to hash this out. Action, thank you so much for joining me today. So what happened here? Google comes out with this big AI reveal. So many of us we thought we were watching a live demo, a live interaction, and we were also blown away by it. What happened? What went wrong in this demo?
I think expectations were not met. I think that's the best way to say it. We always end up not communicating exactly what the devs want us to communicate when we're talking about marketing. The same way that you might report on something, you might not say, by the way, this was sped up, and you can see that the video was sped up throughout it. You see the guy starting to draw, and all of a sudden he's drawing really fast. Like that, you can't do that live. So yes, there is a mismatch in communication as far as what they're looking for and what was actually output ultimately. But at the end of the day, uh, Was it really a problem? Because they did disclose at the very beginning of the video that, they've been capturing test footage and they wanted to share some stuff with us. So, to their credit, they did try to say that, hey, we've been working on this and we want you to see a little bit of what's been taking place. Now, was this the most upfront way to do it? I don't think so. But, well, here we are. We're talking about it, aren't we?
Well, I think the confusion was that how smooth the voice conversation was in then receiving those actions based on that prompt. I think that's what confused everyone because it was happening so quickly and so smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to the production team. That was most definitely a voiceover. There's no doubt about it because the consistency of the voice, the tone, everything was very, very smooth, and there's just no way for you to do that, if you're shooting in multiple takes. Like, you're gonna have different locations that the microphone was placed in, angles that the person's speaking to inside of the microphone. So yeah, that was most definitely a voiceover.
Now, I just want to quickly compare it to Chat GPT. Now, can Chat GPT do exactly that?
No, it is not capable of doing exactly that right now. There are things you can kind of mix and match to kind of get some of those outputs, but not in the way that they were showing Gemini. I mean, Gemini right there, it is, a very unique beast as it stands, which is, I think, why they did want to showcase it, regardless if it was going to make them look bad, look like they were doing a little too much. There are models out there being built and people working on lots of things that are really cool, but GPT itself right now, it can't do that type of interpretation live, ongoing, that smoothly. But then again, I don't think Gemini does it either.
Yeah, obviously not. Do you think it was worth taking this risk? I mean, this video was so compelling, it wowed all of us. But was it worth the risk that they took editing this video the way the perceiving of such a smooth and fast thing that was happening? Was it worth it?
I mean, any news is good news, right? I mean, ultimately, it's been less than a week and they have well over 2 million views on that video just on YouTube alone, not counting all the news outlets that have been reporting on it. So, yeah, there's no doubt that that was well worth it. How is that going to impact the markets? How is that going to impact the competition? I'm not so sure, but all I know is that you have all eyes on Gemini right now, and people know that Google does mean business when it comes to the AI space.
They sure do, because guess what? Apple is waiting for Google to get this thing perfected so they can put it on where? Our phones. Right here, guys, right? Speaking of competition, let's bring that up real quick. We're seeing increased competition among tech giants in the chatbot development. We have what? Grok, Gemini, Bard, Claude, and they're all vying to outdo ChatGPT and OpenAI. Do you think this is a healthy competition at this point, or is this a perceived pressure likely to push these tech companies to make more mistakes?
Mistakes, yes. I mean, mistakes are a good thing, right? Like, we got to move fast and break things. Isn't that what it's all about? That's how you get to the next
Break
level.
things. Yeah, hurry up and break things for sure.
But I would say absolutely, because ultimately that's where innovation comes from. I mean, we wouldn't be where we are today if people weren't looking around going, "I want to be first. I want to be first." When we were kind of looking around and trying to figure out what's the most important thing for AI, we can sit here and have a small discussion about it, or you can see these tech giants going, "There's money. We want to make money. Let's put all our resources into this thing. Let's hire devs. Let's hire people that know how to do prompting." And they're literally just throwing money at it right now, and I think it's the best possible thing that they could do to move the space forward. Otherwise, the little guys just don't have the capital, they don't have the resources to push this thing where it needs to go. So when people go, hey, this is like a breakthrough technology and we want to be on the cutting edge of it, yeah, there's going to be definitely pitfalls that some companies will fall into, but overall it's going to move the entire space forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you think the investors are looking at this? Are they bullish or bearish about this mistake?
I think it depends on the type of investor, because if you have an investor that has that long term outlook, they understand that, hey, one little piece of, let's call it bad news, might look bad, but w- it's being talked about. They understand the implications of having something like this out there. they know that it's just going to cause more and more people to look at Google as a AI superpower. It's overall good, I would say, for the investors that have a long-term outlook on the stock, because ultimately what's going to happen is whoever has the data has that power. And now whoever has the data and is able to use that within a well-developed model really has the power. And Google does not want to be left behind, because we see all of the other tech giants really moving in this direction, from Meta to to the X platform, like you said before. And it's just a matter of time before somebody comes out on top. Right now, GPT is definitely on top. So much so that we got Grok yesterday, a couple days ago, to fess up that it does use GPT as one of its bases, parent languages, he called it. But we'll see where it goes. I guess only time will tell. And thankfully, it's not going to be decades. We're talking months to see people really come out on top over another.
And by the way, Google also faced criticism from the public and Wall Street earlier this year for rushing and botching a demo of its AI chatbots, and that's according to its employees. And interestingly enough, that incident happened the same week Microsoft was showcasing their Bing integration with ChatGPT. So it seems like Google might have this tendency to jump the gun just a little bit. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think about this AI rivalry and AI rush? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so let me know. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there below and support the channel. And I'll see you next week with more news in technology.